What's going on, gang? Matt here, Acoustic Selection. I hope you're doing well. God's doing big things in your life. By far, one of the questions I get asked most is, what's a great beginner guitar? And I say there's really no certain answer to that. The short answer is because if you ask somebody, what's a good car? Well, I gotta know your family size, how long your trip is. Are you gonna be hauling things? Do you need a trunk? Do you wanna go for speed? You see what I'm saying? There's so many variables. Guitars are the same way. But in this video, I wanna go over 3 things that a beginner should look at when they're purchasing a guitar. And the number one thing, this is not one of the 3 things, but the number one thing I tell people is never just purchase a guitar online. Make sure you go into a guitar center, you go into a Sam Ash, you go into your local music store, you buy it on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, a used guitar, whatever you do, make sure you play the actual guitar you buy. I cannot emphasize that enough. I type that probably once or twice a week, but I said I need to keep doing videos explaining that. Make sure you play because every guitar is different. They're custom made. Every guitar has a different feel for the player based on your height and your body, your hands, your arm length, all this stuff. So make sure you play the guitar. That's a tip for free. I won't even charge you for that. So the 3 things I make sure I look for. One, the first thing is when I hold the guitar, I'm looking for the depth or width, so to speak, of the body of the guitar. When I started out especially, I always had a really thin guitar because I wanted to be able to see over it. Now I don't have to do that because I can play my chords or whatever without, obviously without looking. But when I'm first starting out, you're going to have to look down the guitar. So you want something that's not too thick where you're doing like this and you can't see what you're playing. Obviously, you're going to lean the guitar a little bit to the side when you first play it. But you want to find something that you can very easily keep close to your body. And play with a clear sound there. So the number one thing is the width of the actual body. This is called the body of the guitar. The second thing I look for is the distance of your strings to the neck of the guitar. Well, a lot of times when you buy a very cheap guitar, and I see this with beginners all the time. I used to, back in my days, back in the early days, teach people in person. Now I don't have time because I got 3 bears and craziness going on in my life. But when I used to teach lessons in person, I would get somebody's beginner guitar, pick it up, and the distance from the string to press was so far, and it would kill their poor little fingers. Most times, as young little boys, it would hurt their fingers so bad trying to press those strings against that guitar. We don't want that to happen. We want the strings to be very close, so it's very easy to press. You don't want a big wide distance. Have them really close to those fret bars. Each of these squares is called a fret if you're a beginner, and those fret bars. So make sure you don't have that the bridge, everything's way out here, and it's super hard to press. Make sure those strings are close to your neck, because if you're a beginner especially, you want kind of medium or light strings that are easy to press. You might even want to learn an electric guitar, but that's a different video because the strings are easy. But get a guitar that's easy for your strings, for your fingers to press, because if they're way out here, you're going to press so hard it's going to sound like. It's going to have like that kind of real dead sound. Make sure you do that. Third and final step is just the tone of the guitar. Now, this is a tricky one because if you don't know what you're doing, you don't really know what's a good tone. You're like, I sound bad on all guitars. I've been there, trust me. But maybe you can let somebody in the guitar center at who you're buying it from or at a store or whatever play it for you. But all guitars, I've played hundreds of them, just have different tones to them. This right here is actually my mother's guitar. It's a Blue Ridge BR40. I love the sound of this guitar. It's a great, I didn't even know how much she paid for this. I think it was like 600 bucks. Blue Ridge BR40. Again, I don't know if you ask someone what's a cheap or expensive guitar based on your income. I don't know if you can afford a $40 or $4,000. I don't know. But like I said, this is like a $600 guitar. It has a great... great clear sound. So there's your 3 tips. Look for the width of the body, the distance of the strings to the neck, and then just the clarity of the sound. Play a couple chords, maybe you know, or the person that's selling you the guitar, let them play a couple, and just see how 2 things, when they play a full chord, I'm trading my sorrow, I'm trading my shame. When they play a full chord or when they pick out strings. See the sound with full chord and picking out strings. There's your 3 tips. Hope this helps you guys out. Be sure to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up. That helps YouTube promote the videos and all that stuff and kind of keeps your page relevant on top of the list. So please leave a comment what you'd like to learn next, maybe a song or a particular guitar lesson. Maybe you have a tip when you bought your first guitar. Let me know below. Give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not. And thank you so much. Check out my website, acousticselection.com. All one word, acousticselection.com. I got t-shirts, 2 beginner guitar DVDs, 1 beginner piano. I love the piano. Don't get me started on that. So all there for you. Be sure to check it out. You guys have a great day. I love you. Most importantly, God loves you. The best thing I can ever tell you today is God loves you, has a plan for your life. Let's go.